Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Change Wired podcast. The podcast for leaders, creators, change makers who want to turn insight into action and wire their life and work for growth. I'm Angela Sharina, your host, your executive and high performance coach 360 and change leadership and culture transformation consultant. And every week I share real stories, simple tools, and mindset shifts to help you lead the change from inside out. And today we are talking about something that really happened. And yesterday was one of those moments like, that's what it was. And I finally figured out solution to something that have been delaying my growth in professional services, coaching services, as a professional, was delaying my growth, I believe, for a decade at least, believe it or not. But let me explain. A few days ago, maybe 4 or 5 days, I wrote down this word concreteness on a white sheet of paper and I put it on my desk to sit there. And the reason why I wrote it down was I had a conversation with a transformation director, and he said, I love what you say. I think it's very interesting, but I don't think we can work together at this stage. You don't have this concreteness. When we work with other consulting companies, McKinsey, etc., they have it, and you don't seem to have it yet. So maybe at some other point. And beyond that, he couldn't really explain what he meant by concreteness. And I felt frustrated, but I also felt curious. It felt like he really nailed something that I was struggling to deliver. And so I wrote the word down on a piece of paper and I put it on my desk. And I'm like, I gotta figure this out. What is it? And that's probably what stopping a lot of other people from working with me. What is this concreteness? And then a couple of days later, I was browsing my Instagram feed and I have a lot of book posts because I read a lot. And there was one book that popped up, and it was about this unique methodology. The name of the book, Dominant Differentiator by Todd Brown. He's big in marketing, and especially digital marketing and social media marketing, all of that stuff. Big in marketing and selling. And I read through the post that advertised his book, and it was about not just finding, but clearly defining your unique methodology for getting results to your audience, to the market, to deliver the value that you advertise that you want to deliver through your work. So for the market, especially saturated market that we are in, for the market to buy what you sell, the buyer, you need to understand how that thing delivers the result that you want and delivers it better. And you gotta feel a guarantee, you gotta feel certainty or concreteness that this thing you're about to buy, you're about to spend your time, energy, money on, will deliver the result that you want. And at that moment, it hit me that what this director meant by concreteness. I couldn't communicate like McKinsey did. How I did what I did step by step, and how it was better at delivering the results that they wanted. And what I realized, that was delaying, stumbling my work over the years, is that I couldn't communicate to my clients how I deliver results better and what's my unique step-by-step methodology that will guarantee results. And thanks God I had some testimonials and I already had some clients, and so I was able to sell my work like that. But the sad part is actually I have a unique methodology, that I have my method that I developed over the years, but I never took the time to put it into words, into step-by-step methodology, a plan, something that another person can understand and feel that because of that, they are guaranteed or they have certainty in getting the same result. Because I tried it, I tested it, and I have a step-by-step plan. And that's what that director meant when he said, I can't really trust you, multi-billion-dollar company, when you don't have this concreteness. And that's what he meant. He needed to see a step-by-step solution, which I had. It was just in my head and not clearly communicated anywhere. And so what I did, I got the book. It was the best $9 I've spent over the past, I don't know, maybe years. We'll see. I'm gonna start testing it this week. But so I got the book. I read it in a day. It was a short book, 125 pages. And then, because the book was about how to communicate, how to develop, how to name your methodology. So I'm like, okay, I read through the book, I understand the concepts, now I need to implement it. And so what I did, I uploaded into ChatGPT, and I asked ChatGPT to use the book and walk me through this methodology to come up with my unique method or dominant differentiator. And ChatGPT did just that. He, read through the book or whatever the artificial intelligence does. And then he asked me questions, walked me through the process of figuring out my unique methodology in the way that other humans could understand. And then it suggested, I didn't even ask for it, to create copy around it and graphics and one-pagers and LinkedIn copy and content for it. I'm like, yeah, please do create it. And it came out with some brilliant insights, and it helped me to shape up my methodology that was already there but wasn't concise, wasn't clear. And so now I have it, and I'm going to be putting it on my website, and I have a few calls scheduled this week, and I'm going to be using it to sell my work. And wish me luck, but I'm almost certain the sale is almost a guarantee, because even I want to buy and sell it more, because I'm like, yeah, I do have a step-by-step plan, and I did deliver results because of that. So now time to sell. But let's get back to that process and why it's so important to give your methodology a name, give it a shape so others could see the step-by-step solution. It's very important for all of us, again, especially in this saturated market, before we buy anything, to understand how it works to deliver the result that we want, and why it works better. Why should I pay attention to this or not? The reason why it's also important is because if you don't highlight the uniqueness of your methodology, then a buyer or you will go somewhere else to look for the cheapest commodity-like solution. And that's why I also believe so many people left me, because A, they did not feel like I had something unique to deliver better result, and B, they did not want to pay for that, not especially premium prices, because why? If there are other things that are cheaper, or there are other things that are more expensive, but they have unique methodology and step-by-step and this certainty, this concreteness that the transformation director was telling me about, right? So how can you apply this to your life, to your work, and what can you do with that? Well, if you in the business of selling your work, of selling anything, and I believe if you do any work in this world, you do sell something, even if it's you as a professional, your solutions, your ideas. If you want to sell anything to anyone, you got to figure out how to show the methodology that is behind that solution that you are selling. What is your step-by-step? Actually, let me also look at something that ChatGPT created for me for this podcast. So here are a set of questions that you can ask yourself to define your unique methodology, so it's more sellable and people are ready to buy it and often pay premium instead of just walking away and looking for something else, either cheaper or something that speaks concreteness and uniqueness and certainty to deliver that solution that they are looking for. So ask yourself, define your magic, as ChatGPT suggested. What are the repeatable steps you take with your clients, or teams, or whoever it is you work with to get the results that you deliver? So what are the repeatable steps that you do all the time with clients, with teams, whoever you work with to deliver that result? And what is that result, right? First, what is the exact result that you are delivering? If you can't communicate that to anyone who you try to sell to, then they're not going to buy. What are they buying? What is the result? What is the pain? What is the desire, right? So this is, of course, number one. But then what are the repeatable steps that you take your clients or teams through to get the result? And what is the hidden structure behind your work, behind delivering that result? What is the hidden structure? What is the methodology? What is the step-by-step? Is there some sort of pattern, algorithm, framework, plan? And then you gotta name it. If you look at anything that you buy, you're ready to buy premium for, or something that is popular in the world or widespread, let's say world of business, Six Sigma methodology, right? It's methodology for lean transformation, delivering results in a very effective manner, like Six Sigma. What is it? It's not like it was there out in the universe and then they couldn't name it something else, or they couldn't just give people the algorithm, but they had to name it in order for people to buy and pay premium. And they had to name it to differentiate it from all the other stuff. Right? So name it and then explain in simple terms, step by step, how you deliver a certain result and how your methodology that you just named works. And the last point I'm going to make here, sell how you do it. Tell people what result you're going to get them and tell why your methodology works and how it works. So 70% of your communication, of your marketing should be an explanation of your unique methodology, your step-by-step, why people will get the result that you promise. So it has to be logical. It has to be proved by logical reasoning, by data, by case studies. So it's not just out there of the air, like in the air, that doesn't sound like it's just something you came up with, right? Communicate it, name it, concise. Use ChatGPT to make it, concise and punchy and really cool. Like when I was working with ChatGPT, one of the things that he came up with, he or she, I don't know what's the gender, but for me it's he, was a couple of quotes that I really loved, and it was so good that I almost peed my pants. I'm like, yes, that sounds so amazing, and it came from my work, and I was just so delighted. One of the things, for example, was most transformation, most change efforts fail not because people resisted, but because it was never built for people. And I was like, yeah, that is so true and so profound. And it got it from my work. I'm like, yes, I'm on the right track. But anyhow, so work with ChatGPT to name it, draft your methodology into ChatGPT, and then ask it to make it concise, precise, step by step, and name it. Define your magic, right? Name it, give your approach a name, even if it's rough. Again, ask ChatGPT to help you to make it better. Frame it, turn it into one pager, a pitch, a post, put it on your website, which I'm going to do today. Say it out loud, own it, use it in your communication channels, in your sales process, and create this concreteness that the market, the world, people are looking for when they are looking to buy a solution to their problems. So I'm going to be on my way selling the clarity, not vagueness, selling concreteness, selling step by step. And again, to sum it up, wrap it up, why your work, why your stuff isn't selling is often because you don't show the world how you deliver better results. Step by step, your methodology, what makes you different. You don't name it, you don't frame it, and that's why the market treats you as commodity, as stuff that they can get cheaper somewhere else, or go to more expensive stuff, but the stuff that looks legit and concrete, using again the word of that transformation director. So sit down, what's the result you are delivering to the market? What's your step-by-step methodology? What's unique about it? And name this unique process, spell it out in your communication channels, and see what's going to happen to your sales. I'm about to test it out. If you'd like the link to the book, you might just look up Todd Brown, but also you can get in touch with me, Angela, at brainbreakthroughcoach.com, my old email, angela@brainbreakthroughcoach.com. And folks, don't forget to share this podcast episode with at least one other person who might be struggling with their sales. I have a feeling that's going to be a game changer. And don't forget to stay tuned with us on Wednesday when we're going to talk about the inside out tools for change, but specifically about resilience, about your body, about your energy, about anything that has to do with your physical self, your vehicle in this world of success, change, and achievement. So talk to you soon, guys. Stay change wired and define your magic to sell it.